I believe they're set up in the grandstands today, but you can stop by and pick up a complimentary can of NOS. Remember, with NOS Energy, boundaries are merely suggestions. Fuel up, fire up, and never look back. With NOS Energy, it's human horsepower. Try one today and follow them on social media at NOS Energy Drink. And oh, by the way, you can also get Ricky Lewis t-shirts back behind the grandstands. So again, to recap, you got the USAC merchandise trailer. That's stop number 1. And in no particular order, you got to hit up T-Mez, Justin Graham, Brady Bacon, KTJ, Swanson, Leary, CV, Moles, Cummins, Ballou, Cale Drake, Briggs Danner, Carson Garrett, KL Motorsports, Ricky Lewis. You could get all your school shopping, your Christmas shopping, Festivus shopping, and even New Year's presents, if you feel like it, done right here at the racetrack. Throughout the 2025 season, you can be part of the action with a chance to win with Play USAC, offering you, the fans, ways to put money in your favorite drivers, with top sports books and daily fantasy providers offering odds and exclusive sign-up offers to USAC racing fans. There's never been a better time to give it a try. Visit nxtbets.com/playusac for more information, or here on the screen, you can scan the QR code to find out what's available in your state. Must be 21 years or older to participate. Please play responsibly. Fight back against addiction by calling 1-800-GAMBLER. A reminder, the odds that you will see are provided to USAC by nxtbets.com. They put Kyle Cummins at the top of the list at 183, Logan Seavey to plus 237, Justin Grant at a 308. A little further back, Kevin Thomas Jr. plus 1865. And one of the long shot odds they're putting on Briggs Danner at 50.81. But remember, when our drivers win, you win when you play along at nxtbets.com/playusac. Racing Electronics is the official race communication provider of the United States Auto Club. With over 30 years of experience, they serve every major form of auto racing. Don't forget to bring your scanner the next time you're at a USAC National event, as all of our broadcast audio is available at frequency 454.5000. Learn more and shop today at racingelectronics.com. Cookout presents always fresh, never frozen burgers, barbecue, hot dogs, all cooked fresh every day. And get this, over 40 different flavors of shakes, all prepared fresh and made by hand every day. It's all yours. Find a Cookout location near you. Go to cookout.com. Sunoco is the official race fuel of USAC Racing. As the world's largest manufacturer of racing fuel, Sunoco has been the standard in motorsports for over 50 years. Known for innovation, consistency, and high performance, Sunoco Fuels has been the choice of racers of virtually every form of motorsport, from grassroots tracks to premier international series. Committed to supporting the racing community, Sunoco powers champions and fuels unforgettable moments at the track. CarIQ has created a payment solution aimed at fleets that allows cars and trucks to connect to gas pumps and pay for fuel without the need for a fuel card or a credit card. CarIQ Payment Solutions, CarIQ Pay, replaces fleet card products and protects against fraud while significantly reducing back-office vehicle reconciliation. Learn more at gocariq.com today. Drivers continuing to make their way out to the racing surface. Officials on the receiver letting them know to get that left rear down in the fluff and just start creeping their way down the racing surface. Mother Nature coming through a couple of times this morning, as well as a brief point this afternoon, and helping to finish watering the racetrack. So looking forward to a good night of racing here, as again 58 drivers on hand. Hoosier Racing Tires' mission is to be the dominant customer-driven provider of racing tires to teams domestically and internationally. Their existence and continued success are dependent upon how well they meet their responsibilities to serve their customers by providing safe, quality products to amateur and professional motorsports teams. For more information on the tires designed for champions, go online to HoosierTire.com. As I mentioned earlier, there's still time to set your lineup on Dirt Draft. Download the Dirt Draft app today. Set up your league, play against your friends, your family, even the guy sitting next to you that says, hey, I know everything about these cars. Use referral code USAC when signing up to get a $20 digital gift card to shop at USACgear.com. Indy Metal Finishing is the official sponsor of the USAC work area. Indy Metal Finishing is a family-owned and operated business with 30 years of experience in the industry. Their mission to support their customers with an exceptional level of quality and service. Conveniently located only minutes from downtown Indianapolis, Indy Metal Finishing offers Type 2 and Type 3 anodizing chemical conversions, passivation, and electroless nickel services to motorsports, medical, military, aerospace, and manufacturing industries. Indy Metal Finishing is ISO certified, and they hold an FFL license. Visit them online at indymetalfinishing.com for more information. Whether you're running go-karts, micros, midgets, modified sprint cars, late model Silver Crown, or even the tractor, Rod & Supply has the assortment of rod ends, radius rods, and specialty products that will keep you at the front of the field. Remember, they don't just sell them, they race them. Visit rodandsupply.com for more information. K1 Race Gear was born in 2003 with the philosophy of offering products to customers that they would be proud to use. Whether your son or daughter is just starting out in the sport or you have a lifelong passion for racing, they have the products for you. Contact K1 Race Gear today at k1racegear.com. The official fire prevention solution of USAC Racing is Inferno Armor, created for the motorsports industry but used in other applications. Inferno Armor quickly and easily makes fabrics fire retardant and heat resistant. Inferno Armor can be used on any fabric to reduce the spread of fire and effectively block the transmission of conductive and radiant heat. Simply put, it's high-performance fire protection in a convenient spray. Inferno Armor, they present the fire move of the night to all three USAC national divisions throughout the 2025 season, and they'll award the driver that puts on a fire of a show a complimentary bottle of Inferno Armor. Don't forget to follow us on social media. On Facebook, search for USAC Racing. On X and Instagram at USAC Nation. Make sure to go online to usacracing.com for all the official news, notes, points, and updates following the night's program. Live timing and scoring via the Race Monitor app. And a reminder, if it's on Race Monitor or social media, it is unofficial. A lot of extra goodies up for grabs during the course of your NOS Energy Drink Indiana Sprint Week, presented by Honest Abe Roofing. Of course, remember, it is a $50,000 point fund, a $25,000 check to the champion. That point fund pays out to the top 8, but there is also the Parallax Group Passing Master, Honest Abe Roofing, giving $200 to the quick qualifier this week, plus an extra $200 for each quick qualifying time after that. Rod & Supply also upping their Hard Charger Award for the night. Pro Source with the Hard Work Award as well, giving extra $100. Parallax, that is every time you are on track here during Indiana Sprint Week. So whether it's your heat race, the D, the C, the semi, the A feature, everything counts during the week. Of course, their overall Parallax Passing Master, counting towards the end of the year, that is A feature passing only. At the end of the year, that is a $2,500 bonus. If you advance the most cars during a feature competition during the 2025 season, it's $500 for the week. Look at your Parallax Passing Master points. CJ Leary and Harley Burns currently tied at the top with 11 advances so far. Cale Drake, Trey Osborne, and Chance Crum all sitting at 10. Wesley Smith at 8, Justin Grant, Logan Seavey at 6, Brady Bacon and Carson Short both sitting at 5. So again, show-up points to the national standings last night. Sprint Week points, those start tonight. The Passing Master points, those started last night, so just kind of clarify on all that. Also, for those of you coming in who may have missed it earlier, there is 1 point of ingress and 1 point of egress when it comes to Lincoln Park Speedway here in the grandstands. If you need to go out to your car, you will have to go to the exit that is located over on the turn 1 side of the grandstands. They will give you an armband. Without that armband, you will have to pay to get back in. So make sure you get that armband on the way out. If you go out the main entrance, you will have to pay to get back in. Again, that exit, and they do have signs along the top of the railing here at the top of the grandstands indicating where that exit is. Special down at the concession stand is that ribeye sandwich. Of course, snow cones being dished out, complimentary cans of NOS Energy Drink. Make sure you stop by and get one of those. So talking about all the great things they're serving up here, they are also doing wine slushies. Blackberry, strawberry, and watermelon. To make sure you're 21 years or older, have your ID ready when you walk up if you are going to enjoy any adult beverages. In case you missed it, the World of Outlaws NOS Energy Drink Sprint Cars are going to make their way back to the Honda Brooklyn Lincoln Park Speedway. That will be on October 17th. Now, one thing to point out about that, World Racing Group is the one doing the show. They have leased the facility. They are the ones that are putting that show on. All of the lawn chairs and everything you have in the grandstands during that event will not be allowed in the grandstands. You can bring a lawn chair, but you'll have to sit over in the grass. So just letting you know now, when you come for the World of Outlaws NOS Energy Drink Sprint Cars, all of those seats are going to be numbered, and the top 12 rows will be reserved seating. So again, when you come back for the Outlaws in October, lawn chairs will not be allowed in the grandstands. Just a nice little heads up here before we get there and you realize you're going to have to sit over in the grass. So drivers continuing to make their way down the racing surface here. Drivers being called one by one back to the pit area as the track starts to take shape here. Field of 58, Richie letting us know earlier, back in 2004 was the last time we had a car count to this magnitude here at the Honda Brooklyn Lincoln Park Speedway for Sprint Week competition. So as cars continue to circle the racetrack, we're going to go ahead and take care of some bills. We'll be back here to the broadcast on FloRacing. So drivers for Dirt Draft Hot Lap session number 1 remain on the racing surface, and we'll welcome everybody back here to the FloRacing broadcast. We'll have the drivers buzz the center of the turns here just a little bit. The 24M of Hunter Maddox on the back straightway. Driver the TJD Roofing and Exteriors. Megacorp Logistics. Cummings number 24M. Looking for a little better run than last night. Ended up 5th in your C feature event. Driver rolling in behind him, Jeff Inston out of Sebastopol, California. Driver the Quick Time Electric. Joe Stiles, Independence Heating and Cooling. 00X. He'll roll on to the back straightway. Carson Garrett at Littleton, Colorado, the Epperson Painting Incorporated. Sherwin-Williams, BGE Motorsports, number 2E, also out to the Speedway. He will roll up to the flag stand. Driver rolling in behind him will be the 55. That is Eli Wilhelmus out of Newburgh, Indiana, driving the Traders Brewing Company. Jerry Eigner Construction, Larry's Automotive, RLH Associates, Ted Brown Quality Paint and Body, number 55. Brady Bacon out of Broken Arrow, Oklahoma, making his way around to the back straightway. Driving the Concord American Flagpole, Macri Concrete, Jim Weed, number 20. Here on the front straightway, the Ace Corporation entry. That is the 34T of Cody Trammell out of Bloomington, Indiana. Whitman Roofing. Van Horn Racing Graphics. M&R Racing Engine beneath the bonnet of the number 34. 71P here on the front straightway. That is Shelby Hinton out of Beverly, Louisiana. The Jockish Flowers, Schaefer's Collision, Fox Power DRC, number 71P. He'll make his way off into turns 1 and 2. The 93AU, Travis Mill out of Victoria, Australia. Driver the GTH, VAC, and Electric. Advanced Lighting Solution, King Fiberglass, Miller Racing Engine, DRC Chassis, DNF Racing Products, number 93AU. As we'll wind them up and we'll set them loose here in Dirt Draft Hot Lap session number 1. Dirt Draft Hot Lap session number 1 in the books. Brady Bacon, the quickest driver on track right now. The driver to Broken Arrow, Oklahoma, the 13901, 13901 seconds for the Macho Man. Carson Garrett, second quick at a 13993. Cody Trammell, a 14235. Shelby Hinton, a 14242. And Eli Wilhelmus at a 14391. Milla, Maddox, and Ensign. Problems for the 00X, the human highlight reel. Going to have to get an assist off of the racing surface, as we'll start to bring round number 2 of Dirt Draft Hot Laps out to the Speedway. Bo Brandon, the 21B, the first driver out to Velwood, Indiana. The Superior Tote Solutions, Claxon Mach 1 chassis, 10 Plate Fine Foods and Spirits, number 21B, making his way onto the back straightaway. A little bit further up the alphabet, and a color change, you find Kobe Simpson out of Bonham, Texas. The B-Town Automotive Circle C Adventure, Simpson Performance Horses, number 21K. Aaron Davis at Windfall, Indiana, the TNT Auto Sales and Services, Redmond Excavating, JDA Trailer, DNA Oil Company, number 11. He makes his way onto the back straightway. Young lady out of Dillsboro, Indiana, the Southern Insurance, Heavy Duty Truck and Transmission Services, Donna Spike, number 4K. Kayla Rell making her way off at turn number 2. The 10G, Gabriel Gilbert out of Greenwood, Indiana, the DRC Chevrolet Gilbert Racing, number 10G. He'll make his way to the exit of the second turn. And the next driver in line going to be the 0G, rolling into turn number 1. That is Kyle Shipley out of Phoenix, Arizona, the Central Security and Communications. Frenchie's Lawn Care and Landscaping, Ben's Asphalt, 0G, going to the backup car, last night's primary car. They were not able to track down the problem, so bringing the back-out machine back onto the racetrack. Todd Hobson out to the Speedway. He rolls to the back straightaway to Clyde, Victoria, Australia. The NBL Transport Easy Print Wingo Freeland Power number 77. Also out to the Speedway over in turns 3 and 4. That's Briggs Danner out of Allentown, Pennsylvania. The Schneider & Sons Recycling Ryder DRC chassis number 39. Drivers beginning to get things wound up here as we go to green in Dirt Draft Hot Lap session number 2 of 6. And problems for the 10G rolling so in the back straightaway. We'll see if he's able to make the turn off of the backstretch. He does. So Gabriel Gilbert having a mechanical issue here. He will clear onto pit lane, and we'll have a four-wheel or a side-by-side rather come up and assist him. Brady Bacon was quickest in Dirt Draft Hot Lap Session 1 at 13.901. Carson Garrett was second quick here on track. Kyle Shipley in the 0G currently sitting third quick. He'll be overtaken for just a moment. Now going to the top of the boards at 13.705. 1:37.05 seconds for the Phoenix, Arizona driver. Again, his car last night, brand new ride and chasing gremlins all throughout the evening at the dirt track of the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Went ahead and put that car to the side, brought the backup car back out, which this car had been his primary every time we had seen him throughout the 2025 season to this point. So Shipley at a 13.705. Much better start to the night here, but we got a new driver up at the top of the boards, Kobe Simpson, 13.608. Briggs Danner now second quick overall, 13.673. Shipley at 13.705. Bo Brandon at 13.866. And Brady Bacon back to fifth quick at a 13.901. A little bit of a dust-up last night during the feature event between himself and Jake Swanson, and back behind the wheel of the Stamper number 86C. That's Shane Connell out of Kansas, Illinois. The H&H Collision Booth Trucking, Ron Popham Farms, Whitetail Properties number 86C. He and the 5T getting together last night. Connell coming out and voicing his displeasure before returning to his machine. Last night behind the wheel of the number 34. He'll be back and forth between those two cars as we roll through NOS Energy Drink Indiana Spring Week, presented by Honest Abe Roofing. Zach Pretorius on track as well at Yorktown, Indiana. The Oak Motors, Pizza King, Hoosier Roots, G&G Oil Company number 9Z. He'll make his way over into turns 3 and 4. The one-eye, Ivan Glotzbach at Fillmore, Indiana. The Racers Custom and Collision Repair. Knuckle Bustin' Retrievers, Pizza King, Tyler Cox Realty, number 1. Going to make his way around to the front straightaway. Out of Buckeye, Arizona, the MP Environmental, Black Magic Bead Breakers, Indy Race Parts, AME Electrical, FK Indy, Chuck D's Wieners, number 47. That is Charles Davis Jr. Charles Davis over into entrance of turn number 3. C.J. Leary to Greenfield, Indiana on track here in the front straightaway. The Curb Records, Kodiak Products, number 21AZ. And rolling behind him out of Center, California, the Mount Mechanical Contractors, Drop Line, Bob Hurley RV, Indy Power Sports, number 57. That is Logan Seavey. Logan Seavey in the number 57. Austin Corey also out to the Speedway at Morristown, Indiana. The Celebration Child Care Ministries, Brown's Oil Service, 00. Working his way onto the back straightaway. The driver in 8, Brian Brewer. Valonia, Indiana driver, the Prairie Land Machine, J&T Motorsports, Spec Maxim chassis number 8X. And one final driver to tell you about on the Speedway. That is Mitchell Moles, the 19AZ. He'll start to come to speed over in turns 3 and 4. He's at Raisin City, California. The AME Electrical Massive Light Transportation, number 19. Logan Seavey up to the top of the speed charts, a 13:132. 1:31.32 seconds for Logan Seavey, who is the current track record holder at this facility, setting that back on July 5th of 2024. The one-lap track record, 11:959. So still a little ways off of that. Seavey at 13:132. CJ Leary, 13:204. Mitchell Moles, 13:324. Zach Pretorius, 13:361. And Shane Connolly, 13:587. Caught up in an incident last night. Going to give it a shot here tonight. Chase Stockton and the Browns Brothers Excavating. Kistler DRC. Daywig meets Lucas Oil Center, number 92. Got his hand just a little bit there, but they've got it wrapped up, ready to go, and he'll give it a shot here at Honest Abe Roofing Lincoln Park Speedway. Brandon Maddox out to the Speedway. Terre Haute, Indiana driver of the Maddox Heating and Cooling. Pro Source Gressman DRC, number 28. Travis Thompson on the Speedway. He's out of Brazil, Indiana, the Always Heating and Cooling. Thompson built DRC chassis number 7. He'll make his way around to the front straightaway. Driver rolling out to the Speedway now. Kyle Cummins out of Princeton, Indiana. Get a little bit of a rough go last night as he got upside down, was able to continue on, got tangled up again later in the feature event at the dirt track of the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. And the Avante Windows and Doors Stanton Mach 1 Chassis Premier Recycling Apache Transport number 3P. Smoke in the field last night to a third-place finish out of Rockland, California. The Suburban Subaru, Dean's Waterfront Services. Berks Western Telecom number 12, the Madman, Robert Ballou. Ty Mahako at Peoria, Arizona, the High Aspiration Farms, Hawkins Body Shop. Ryan Myers Racing Engine, DRC number 24P. He'll make his way over into turns 1 and 2. And the driver rolling behind him, Gunnar Setzer to Columbus, Indiana. The Midwest 2 Mills Davis Brothers SNC Machine at number 5G. Getting a look at Gunnar Setzer, and officials talking to him, and the receiver letting him know his left rear is awful low on that thing, and giving the option to go ahead and duck down and get that addressed before we go to green. Able to get a look at it here as he makes his way off turn number 2 and onto the back straightaway. He'll start to creep up the racetrack. Looks like he'll go ahead and make that turn off of the embankment. Let the crew go and work on that. Troy Carey joining us at Tullamore, New South Wales, Australia. Driving the Supas Davis Brothers. Yoss Valley Waste Services. Claxon Ripper number 45 in as we go to speed here in Dirt Draft Hot Lap session number 4. Cody Williams also on track. At Rensselaer, Indiana. Driving the Cody Williams design. Baldwin Fox Racing. Plum Wild Podcast. Shields Painting number 26. So again, if you're just joining us here on the FloRacing broadcast, 58 drivers checking in to do action here tonight. Night number 2 of NOS Energy Indiana Sprint Week presented by Honest Abe Roofing. Currently rolling through Dirt Draft Hot Lap session number 4. We have 2 remaining after this as Kyle Cummins turns the quickest lap time so far here during Hot Laps, 13:044. Robert Ballou up to second quick at 13:047. Logan Seavey, who had been at the top of the charts, back to third at 13:132. CJ Leary at 13:204. As Brandon Maddox coming around late in the goings, goes to third quick at 13:098. Macau Cummins, 13:044. He is the quickest lap turn so far here during Dirt Draft Hot Laps. Group number 5 set to make its way out to the racing surface next. Trey McGranahan out of Avon, Indiana. The Engine Ice High Performance Coolant. Matchbox makes Big D's Detailing. Next Gen Landscaping. Carts for Kids. Rod and Supply. CP Carrillo number 77S. Going to roll out to the Speedway. Cale Coons out of Greencastle, Indiana. The Kurt Breckers Mechanical Advantage. Dueling Companies. Coletta Charters number 63 also out to the racetrack. The 19, Hayden Reinbold. Reinbold out of Gilbert, Arizona. The AME Electrical Levante windows and doors number 19, making his way around to the back straightaway. Last night's winner up at IMS, Justin Grant out of Ione, California. The NOS Energy Drink, MPV Logistics, Kistler Maxim, number 4. Cale Drake out of Collinsville, Oklahoma. The Pendleton Farms, Bennick Enterprises, Honest State Roofing, number 2B. The Duke of Curls going to make his way off into turns 1 and 2. We wait drivers to continue making their way out to the racing surface. Next driver out to the grid is going to be Harley Burns out of Brazil, Indiana. The Brit Aero, Timberland Lumber Company. Jason Kiefer Racing, DNJ DRC number 16. Ricky Lewis out of Oxnard, California. The Superior Tank and Trailer. Physical Medicine Consultant, Stensland DRC number 41. He'll make his way out to the racing surface. Seth Parker to West Terre Haute, Indiana. The PNR Trucking and Excavating. Northside Piping, Claxon DRC. Parker owned number 38P. Out to the racetrack. And Michael Clark out of Brazil, Indiana. The Freedom Roofing. Dave Pepperak Powered Spike Chassis. Clark Racing number 8. Also out to the racetrack. It's like one more driver to tell you about, and that is Braden Cromwell at Lone Jack, Missouri. The Wholesale Batteries, Level Up KC, Chevrolet DRC Chassis, Show Me Synthetics, Bull Snot Products, number 4. Looking at the lap times, Justin Grant going to the top at a 13.001. Looks like a broken shock on the front end of the 8 of Michael Clark, as that left front tire is dunking all over the place as he makes his way onto the back straightaway. So Justin Grant, 13.001. Kyle Cummins, 13.044. Robert Ballou, 13.047. Harley Burns, 4th quick at a 13.092. And Brandon Maddox is 5th quick right now at 13.098. Cale Drake, Logan Seavey, Gunnar Setzer, Braden Cromwell, Hayden Reinbold currently making the top 10, separated by 0.158 seconds. Should be the final group out to the Speedway here for Dirt Draft Hot Laps. Logan Calderwood at Goodyear, Arizona. The MP Environmental, 6X Management Group, Woodland Auto Display, JFM Shurkan, Chuck D's Wieners, Rex's Tattoo and Massage Parlor, number 6. Out to the Speedway, the 16K, that is Colin Parker to Martinsville, Indiana. The Smith Small Engine, Bill Trainer Powered, Magnum Chassis, GTCarts.com, number 16. The 83C, Chasing Gremlins last night. That is Snohomish, Washington, the Pit Logic. 83 Customs, FT3 Powered, DRC Chassis, number 83C. See if they have her rolling on all 8 cylinders here tonight. The 97, Austin Nye at Greenfield, Indiana, making his appearance onto the Speedway. The Austin Nye Racing, Cruiseman Driving School, AJ Felker Power, DRC Impact, number 97. The Smoke and Bong Head Shop, Spec DRC, Full Throttle Automotive, Ben Ritchie Racer, number 12J out of Evansville, Indiana. Steve Justice on track. Again, Justice in the 12. Chris Timby out of Nary Warren, South Victoria, Australia. The Wingo Performance Development. Local Print Shop North. J&D Chevrolet Maxim number 7W. out to the Speedway, making his Lincoln Park Speedway debut here. Driver just past the flag stand. That is Jake Swanson out of Anaheim, California. The Inland Rigging, Snake Enterprises, One Way DRC, JST Shock Technologies, Dirt Roots Digital, number 5. Tony Helton out of Spencer, Indiana, the Ace Corporation, AJ Felker DRC, Tony Helton owned, number 87. Also out on the racetrack, Kevin Thomas Jr., the Inferno Armor, Factory K, Majestic Electric, Stanton Mach 1 chassis, number 3R. Also making his way out, he whirls into turns 1 and 2. Matt Goodnight at Winchester, Indiana, the Lumber and Things, Pala Builders, Claxon DRC, number 39G. Has also made his way out to the racing surface. Caution light's going to go dark, set to go green in our final flight of Dirt Draft Hot Laps. And the engine may be nigh for the running here tonight. Oh, a lot of fire erupting off of the left side of the 97 Austin Nye. Engine coming apart and fire erupting off of the oil as safety crews quick on scene. USAC officials down in that K1 race gear uniform, very quick to get everything put out. Lawrenceburg coming up for backup. Honda Save Roofing qualifying coming up here in just a moment. Honda Save Roofing, America's reliable roofer, will present the Fast Qualifying Award for all 3 USAC national divisions throughout the 2025 season. Honda Save has been installing, repairing, and maintaining residential roofs since 2005, and they want to give you the perfect roof to protect your home and keep you comfortable. Honda Save provides the fastest service in the roofing industry, and they're supporting the fastest driver in qualifications. Visit HondaSaveRoofing.com today to schedule your free roof inspection. 2 cars at a time will enter the Speedway. 2 laps for each driver to set their qualifying run. Their quickest lap time will count towards their Honda Save Roofing qualifying effort. And with that, the first two drivers going to roll out to the Speedway. The first driver to trip the scoring loop is going to be out of Littleton, Colorado, the Epperson Painting Incorporated, Sherwin Williams, the PGE Motorsport Hornbeck Concrete number 2E. It'll be Carson Garrett. Carson Garrett on track, and he's going to be joined by the 00, Jeff Vinson out of Sebastopol, California, the Quick Time Electric, Joe Stiles, 00X. Carson Garrett at 12.857 on his opening lap. Jeff Vinson at 13.419. Garrett taking it high and wide through turns 3 and 4, grabs the cushion, and he'll come around lap number 2. And it'll be a little bit slower, 12.901. Jeff Vinson, second time by, will be better, 12.969. So it is Carson Garrett, winner of the Sprintacular here, who sets the mark here in Honest Abe Roofing qualifying. Lap number 1 was a 12.857. On to the Speedway now. Brady Bacon out of Broken Arrow, Oklahoma, the Concord American Flagpole, Macri Concrete number 20, and he will be joined by the 55 of Eli Wilhelmus out of Newburgh, Indiana, the Traders Brewing Company, Jerry Eigner Construction, Larry's Automotive, RLH Associates number 55. Bacon quick time at a 12.471, 1.2471 seconds for the Macho Man on his opening lap. Wilhelmus at a 13.647 on his first time by. Bacon, second time, will be slower, 12.654, but Brady Bacon now your Honest Abe Roofing quick qualifier, 12.471 in the number 20. Hunter Maddox out to the Speedway now at Bedford, Indiana, driving the TJD Roofing and Exteriors, Megacorp Logistics, Cummings at number 24M, joined by the 93 AU. The driver coming to us out of Victoria, Australia, that is Travis Milla, driving the GT HVAC and Electrical, Advanced Living Solutions, Milla Racing Engine, DRC chassis number 93. The 24M coming around lap number 2 will be a little bit slower, 13.243. His opening lap is a 13.102. Hunter Maddox currently 4th here in Honest Abe Roofing qualifying. Milla coming around, lap number 2, better for him, a 13.535. His opening lap is a 13.691. Next two drivers out to the Speedway. The 77 of Todd Hobson at Clyde, Victoria, Australia. The Easy Print Innovative Slots Run to Supply Local Print Shop number 77. Joined by Shelby Hinton out of Beverly, Louisiana. The Trish and Jeff Burkhalter. Hartley Brothers Farms. Jockish Flowers number 71P. Hobson coming around 4th quick at a 13.069. 1.3069 seconds for Hobson on his opening lap. Shelby Hinton 13.441. 6th quick for the 71P. Hobson coming around lap number 2. Will be better on time. Still 4th quick, though, at a 12.971. And Shelby Hinton coming around his second time by will be a little bit slower. No, correct that. It will be faster, 13.433. So Shelby Hinton 6th quick. They're still chasing Brady Bacon at a 12.654. Briggs Danner out to the Speedway now. He's out of Allentown, Pennsylvania. The East Schneider & Sons Recycling, Oshtucks Roasted Corn, Ryder DRC number 39, joined by the 21K of Kobe Simpson out of Bonham, Texas. The B-Town Automotive Circle C Adventures number 21K. Briggs Danner 2nd quick on his opening lap, a 12.798. A huge wheel stand to the front straightaway and better on time. Still 2nd quick at a 12.639. Briggs Danner putting on a show here tonight. Kobe Simpson, second time by, goes to 3rd quick at a 12.850. Kyle Shipley out to the Speedway now at Phoenix, Arizona. Winner here in weekly competition back in the month of April. The Central Security Communication number 0G. Going to come around in his opening lap. He'll be 11th quick. Goes to 3rd quick at a 12.726. Joined by Bo Brandon in the number 21. He's currently 9th quick at a 13.147. Shipley, second time, a little bit slower, 12.820. And Bo Brandon does improve to 6th quick, his second time by at a 12.914. Kayla Rail out of Dillsboro, Indiana, next out to the Speedway. She drives a Southern Insurance down off Spike chassis number 4K, joined by the 10G of Gabriel Gilbert out of Greenwood, Indiana, the DRC Chevrolet number 10. Kayla Rail coming around in her opening lap, a 13.806, 1.3806 seconds for Kayla Rail. Gabriel Gilbert, a 13.599. Rail going to be 14th fastest on the Speedway. Comes around 11th quick on her second attempt at 13.469. The 10G going to 10th quick on his second time by, a 13.182. Mitchell Moles next out to the Speedway at Raisin City, California. The AME Electrical, Mississippi Valley Transportation number 19, joined by Aaron Davis at Windfall, Indiana. The TNT Auto Sales and Service Systems and Power number 11. Mitchell Moles, his opening lap, third quick at a 12.788, 12788 seconds. Davis coming around, 13.781 on his opening lap. 19 AZ up to the cushion, onto the front straightaway. Third quick on lap number 1. Lap number 2, better. Second quick at a 12.628. 12628 seconds for Mitchell Moles. Second time by Aaron Davis. His second lap just a little bit slower. A 13.964, 13.781 was his best attempt. He's currently 15th quick. The I-1 of Ivan Glotzbach at Fillmore, Indiana. Driver the Pizza King, Tyler Cox Realty, Concepts Cabinet Shop number I-1. He's out to the Speedway. He'll be joined by Brian Brewer, the driver coming to us out of Valonia, Indiana. Driver the Prairie Land Machine, spec-powered Maxim chassis number 8. The I-1, 15 quick in his opening lap at a 13.756. Brewer, 14.167. They're 15th and 17th, respectively, right now. A little bit over the cushion for Glotzbach there off the exit to number 4. That'll cost him 14.870. And Brewer, a 14.184, a little bit slower on his second time around. On the throttle, it's Shane Cottle out of Kansas, Illinois. The H&H Collision Indy Race Parts G&G Oil, Danny Stamperone, number 86C. And he's joined by Zach Pretorius at Yorktown, Indiana. The Oak Motors Pizza King, number 9Z. Cottle, 13th quick in his opening lap at 13.478. Zach Pretorius coming around in the 9Z. His opening lap, going to jump him to 9th quick at a 13.074. Cottle looking for improvement here on lap number 2. 14th quick on lap number 1. 12th quick on lap number 2. 13.339. Pretorius trying to move up from 9th, and lap number 2 will be just a little slower. 13.100, 13.074 in his opening lap. Brady Bacon remains quickest, a 12.471. Mitchell Moles, a 12.628. Danner, Simpson, and Carson Garrett currently make up your top 5 quickest drivers. Out to the Speedway now. Winner here 1 year ago, the Mountain Mechanical Contractors. Drop Light, Indy Power Sports, Stanton Bob Hurley RV number 57. This is Logan Seavey. Logan Seavey, the number 57, 6 quick on his opening lap at 12.886 for the current one-lap track record holder. Joined by Charles Davis Jr. in the number 47, a 13.316 on his opening lap. Here comes the 57 of Seavey around lap number 2. Better, 4th quick at a 12.709, 12709 seconds for the driver, the number 57. Charles Davis, better on lap number 2, jumps to 7th quick at a 12.911. Austin Corey out to the Speedway at Morristown, Indiana. The Celebration Child Care Ministry Chevrolet DRC Chassis 00, joined by the Hedgehog Joey Amanti at Mount Pocono, Pennsylvania. The JP Masonry Newman Chevrolet Chassis number 88J. Austin Corey, 19th quick at a 13.681 on his opening lap. Amantia coming around in the 88J. He'll go to 17th quick at a 13.496. Corey on the throttle around to the front straightaway. Lap number 2 slower, 14.049. Amantia, 17th on his opening lap. Gets the left front up just a little bit there. Goes to 14th quick at a 13.222. Just about to the midpoint of your Honest Abe Roofing qualifying. Again, 2 cars at a time coming out to the Speedway. For those of you just joining us here on the FloRacing broadcast, CJ Leary's next on track at Greenfield, Indiana. The Curb Records, Kodiak Products, One-Way DRC number 21AZ, and joined by Chase Stockton at Fort Branch, Indiana. The Brown Brothers Excavating Kistler, Moose Racing number 92. 14th quick on lap number 1 for CJ Leary, 13.212. Stockton 16th quick at a 13.241. Leary second time by, better 7th quick at a 12.874. Stocking in the 92 again with that injured paw. Going to see if he can improve here on the second time by. He does, 14th at a 13.150. Third place finish last night at the dirt track of the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Has 11 career Sprint Week starts here at the Honest Abe Roofing Lincoln Park Speedway. We're talking about Robert Blue at Rockland, California. Driver the Suburban Subaru Dunant DRC number 12. Joined by Brandon Maddox, 3-time starter in Sprint Week competition here at Honest Abe Roofing Lincoln Park Speedway. Robert Ballou, lap number 1, 8th quick at a 12.898. Brandon in the 28 is 20th quick at a 13.437. Ballou coming around second time by, and improves to 4th quick at a 12.693, 12693 seconds. The 20 to Brandon Maddox. Second time by was faster, 19th quick at a 13.405. Points leader for the USAC Amsoil Sprint Car National Championship onto the Speedway. Kyle Cummins out of Princeton, Indiana. The Avante Windows endorsed Petty Performance number 3P, joined by the KO Motorsports number 5G of Gunnar Setzer. Cummins coming around 13th quick in his opening lap at a 12:984. Setzer going to come by, and he'll stop the clock 11th quick at a 12:937. Cummins around to the front straightaway. Lap number 2 is going to be better. The 3P going to jump to second quick at a 12:502.031 seconds off of the pace of Brady Bacon. And the 5G, lap number 2, a little bit slower, 13:175. Lap number 1, a 12:937, puts him 12th quick. Look out, we got one just about skipping off through the cushion there. That was the 26 of Cody Williams. Driver to Rensselaer, Indiana. Driver the Cody Williams design Chevrolet DRC chassis number 26. His opening lap is a 14:752. He is joined by the 7 of Travis Thompson. He's 29th quick right now at a 13:850. Onto the throttle, onto the front straightaway. Williams, second time, better on time, not position, 14:181. Travis Thompson, 29th quick on his opening lap. And lap number 2 not going to be better, 14:385, a 13:850 on his opening lap. The Bull, Ty Mahako at Peoria, Arizona, out to the Speedway. The Ryan Myers Power, DRC, High Aspiration Farms, Hawkins Body Shop, number 24P. Joined by Troy Carey, the driver to Tillamore, New South Wales, Australia. The Supas Davis Brothers, number 45N. Ty Mahako, 20th quick in his opening lap, a 13:332. Troy Carey, 31st quick at a 13:994. Mahako coming around, improves to 17th quick on his second time by a 13:147. Second time by for Carey. He does improve. Goes to a 13:760 and moves to 29th. Drive to Oxnard, California. Driver the Superior Tank and Trailer. Physical Medicine Consultants. Massive Valley Transportation. Morris Farms, number 41. This is Ricky Lewis. Ricky Lewis in at the number 41 out to the Speedway. Joined by Sam Hines in the 71H. The driver coming to us out of Westfield, Indiana. Ricky Lewis opening lap 25th quick at a 13:505, 135.05 seconds. The 71 is going to stop the clock 33rd quick at a 14:016. Lewis coming around second time by, and he'll jump to 10th quick at a 12:889, 12889 seconds for Ricky Lewis on his second lap. Sam Hines only taking the one lap and goes 33rd quick at a 14:016. Last night's winner at the dirt track of the Indianapolis Motor Speedway out of Ione, California, the NOS Energy Drink, MPB Logistics, Top Industries number 4. This will be Justin Grant, and he's joined by Hayden Reinbold at Gilbert, Arizona. The AME Electro number 19, little tight there at the exit of turn number 2. Grant comes around 13:335, 22nd quick on his opening lap. Reinbold, lap number 1, going to be 29th quick at a 13:661. Better line this time off into turns 1 and 2. Here comes the 4 of Grant, and he will improve. Second time by Grant to 7th quick at a 12:716. And Hayden Reinbold improves lap number 2, 17th quick at a 13:024. Duke of Curls looking to set him straight here tonight out of Collinsville, Oklahoma. The Pendleton Farms Benedict Enterprises number 2B. That's going to be Kel Drake. He'll be joined by Seth Parker out of West Terre Haute, Indiana. Driving the Northside Piping Claxon DRC chassis number 38P. Kel Drake 22nd quick on his opening lap, a 13:169. Parker turns a 13:412. He's 27th quick. Drake coming around, jumps to 11th quick at a 12:877. Good improvement on lap number 2. And Parker improves his time second time by, goes to 18th quick at a 13:001. Harley Burns out to the Speedway out of Brazil, Indiana. The Brit Aero DRC number 16, joined by the driver making his return. Out of Avon, Indiana, the Engine Ice High Performance Coolants. Matchbox Meats, Freeland DRC number 77S, Trey McGranahan in the number 77. 13:529 on lap number 1 for McGranahan. The 16 was 26 quick after lap number 2, a 13:303. McGranahan going to 28th quick at a 13:402. Correction, McGranahan, this is his USAC debut for the 2023 Butler 410 champion. Braden Cromwell out to the Speedway at a Lone Jack, Missouri. The wholesale batteries, level up KC number 4X. He's joined by Cale Coons out of Greencastle, Indiana. The Kurt Breckers Mechanical Advantage number 63. Cromwell 14.879 on his opening lap. Cale Coons is going to come around 21st quick at a 13.080. See if Cromwell can improve here as he gets her up on the right rear over in turns 3 and 4. He will come around, and Cromwell does improve on his second time. Coons ends up 21st quick. His second time by was just a tick slower, 13.080. As the 5T is out to the Speedway now, Jake Swanson out of Anaheim, California. And he is joined by Chris Timby out of Mary Warren, South Victoria, Australia in the 7W. Timby a 15.550 on his opening lap, and 20th quick for Jake Swanson, second time by at 13.048. See if the Wingo number 7 improves on lap number 2. He does. 37th quick at a 13.666. Just a handful of drivers left to go here in Honest Abe Roofing qualifying, and we've got the 3R of Kevin Thomas Jr. to Coleman, Alabama, out to the Speedway. Driving the Inferno Armor number 3R. Little bit of a bobble there through turns 3 and 4. Puts him 34th quick in his opening lap at 13.463. Michael Clark, the next driver on track, of 14.278 on his first time by. Kevin Thomas coming around lap number 2 for the 3. Jumps to 24th quick at a 13.143. And Michael Clark's second time by was slower, 17.868. For the driver of the number 8 machine. Matt Goodnight out to the Speedway now. The Lubber and Things Pallet Builders. Square E Farms, number 39G, the 8 interfering with the run, so now they will go to green. So Goodnight out to the Speedway, joined by Tony Helton out of Spencer, Indiana. Driver of the Ace Corporation DRC chassis number 87. Goodnight in the 39, going to make his way around to the front straightaway, looking for his first career Sprint Week start here at Honest Abe Roofing Lincoln Park Speedway. Goes 37th quick at a 13.631 on his opening lap. Tony Helton in the 87 goes 41st quick on lap number 1, the 39G. And Tony Helton's second time by goes to 29th quick at a 13.246. Chance Crum out to the Speedway. This is Homish, Washington. Driver of the Pit Logic number 83 goes 13.879 on his opening lap. And Logan Calderwood, 42nd quick at a 13.691. Ooh, Calderwood problems off at the top of the Speedway. He will back her off at turn number 2. And Chance Crum, second time by, does improve, 38th quick at 13.499. So just a couple of more drivers left to qualify here. Brady Bacon is the fastest thus far at a 12.471. Kyle Cummins a 12.502. Mitchell Moles a 12.628. Briggs Danner fourth quick at a 12.639. Getting a look at what happened to Calderwood. Bounced her hard off of the cushion. A left to right and off of the top here. Backed up by the cookout sign. Just getting up and slamming a little bit too hard into that ever-growing cushion. Luckily not getting upside down, though. So it's Bacon, Cummins, Moles, Danner, Blue, your top 5 so far. Seavey, then Grant, Simpson, Garrett, and C.J. Leary currently make up the top 10 here in Honest Abe Roofing qualifying. Their separation is just over 0.4 of a second. Next two drivers out to the Speedway. We've got the 16K of Colin Parker to Martinsville, Indiana. The Smith Small Engine, Bill Trainer Magnum chassis number 16K. And joined by the Smoking Bong Head Shop Spec DRC number 12J out of Evansville, Steve Justice. And Justice going to back it up into turn number 3. Caution. So the Smoke and Bong head shop, full throttle automotive number 12J, getting a little too hard on the throttle over into turn number 3. He'll spin it around and face the wrong way in a one-way street here, the 16. There's Colin Parker. He is the other driver on track here. So getting word, Austin Nye officially scratching for competition here tonight. If you remember earlier, and you can still see the remnants there on the front straightaway where the engine expired on that number 97 in rather spectacular fashion. So unfortunately, his night will come to a close. Also getting word, the 14 of Jaden Rogers has scratched from tonight's competition. That will take us out of the D feature. We will instead have the Hoosier Tire C main, Elliott's Custom Trailers and Carts Semi, and then, of course, tonight's main event. So this will be the final 2 drivers to qualify. Again, Colin Parker and Steve Justice on the Speedway. They come around once again to the wave of the green flag. Parker in. That's Smith Small Engine number 16 going to come around on his opening lap, 49th quick at a 14.072. Steve Justice successfully through turns 3 and 4 comes around. He'll go 53rd at a 14.428. Looking to see if Parker can improve second time by. He does, 39th at a 13.503. And the 12J does improve on his second time by on time. Goes to a 13.979. And one driver will have a one-lap run here. .34T of Cody Trammell was not able to make it out in his original qualifying slot. He was able to make it up, so he will get one lap on the clock here, and he turned to 13.850, good enough for 49th quickest. As that a wrap-up on Save Roofing qualifying, 5th quick tonight was Robert Ballou, 4th quick was Briggs Danner, 3rd was Mitchell Moles, 2nd was Kyle Cummins, and for the first time this season, the driver to Broken Arrow, Oklahoma, the Concord American flagpole, Jim Weed, number 20 race fans, give him a hand, the Macho Man, Brady Bacon. 12.471 seconds is tonight's On Save Roofing quick qualifying time. So we'll have Brady come out here to victory lane. No, we'll have him come up here onto the fan side of the grandstand. So you might see if your parents have a pen or a Sharpie in their pocket, you might be able to get an autograph from Brady Bacon. It's going to have to be quick, though. He's in the first heat. So I say that, you might have to wait for him to head down to the merchandise trailer later. And you want to talk about a driver that has a lot of fresh merch? It's Brady Bacon. His wife, Ciciana, always coming up with a new lineup of T-shirts, hats, all kinds of great stuff down there. So he is going to make his way around. Race fans, he'll head to the gate. Give him a hand, the Macho Man, Brady Bacon. Tonight's On Save Roofing quick qualifier. Let's go down to Christy.
He's being accosted by his son and by Justin Grant's son, and they're asking him a bunch of questions, and I'm about to do the same thing for your Honest State Briefing Fast Qualifier for night number 2 of Nos and Drink Indiana Sprint Week presented by Honest State Briefing here at Lincoln Park Speedway. An instant classic, this race, this event. Tonight is the highest car count we've had for this event since 2004, and you might have been here for that one as well. But how special is it to be here at Lincoln Park Speedway, especially for Indiana Sprint Week?
Yeah, it's good. They got a great crowd here. Dodged most of the weather here earlier in the day, and I think the track's going to be in really good shape for racing. First heat might be a little tough, but we'll stack some tear-offs on and see what we can do starting 6th. But yeah, Concord American Flagpole car is really good. Kind of shook the rust off last night at IMS and got a good draw today and able to capitalize on it and get quick time. So thanks for those guys for working hard and coming out here and letting us do a few Indiana Sprint Week races.
Had a ton of moisture in the racetrack when we initially started, and you went pretty early in that Honest Abe Roofing qualifying order. How difficult was it, or was it easier on you actually to be able to forge your own line as opposed to trying to run the cushion perfectly once it got developed?
Yeah, it was probably a little more forgiving there at the beginning. You didn't have to be quite so razor thin on the cushion, especially off of 2, but I could tell it was going to slicken up pretty quick, and yeah, thankful that I went out early, and I thought my first lap was pretty good for what I had, and tried to go a little harder on the second lap, and it was slower. So yeah, kind of picked up where we left off at Knoxville. We were really fast and won the first night, and hopefully we can pick off a few here before the weekend's over.
Saw Lowry down here throwing the flags for you. He didn't pull a fast one on us, did he?
No, that's why I hit the gas so hard coming on the track. I saw him waving the green, so I thought I better get after it.
Ready to rock for the Macho Man. That's Brady Bacon. He is your Honest Abe Roofing fast qualifier here for night number 2 of NOS Energy Drink Indiana Sprint Week, presented by Honest Abe Roofing here at the Lincoln Park Speedway.
So with that, ladies and gentlemen, it is that time of the night. Would you please rise for tonight's presentation? We'll have our invocation, our national anthem. The horn is sounding for the heat races down in the pits, so drivers are on the 8-minute clock here. Before we get to our invocation and national anthem, Miss Jenny Spillman with a special presentation of Back Home in Indiana.
Back home again in Indiana, and it seems that I can see the gleaming candlelight still shining bright through the sycamore for me. The new mown hay sends out its fragrance from the fields I used to roam. When I dream about the moonlight on the Wabash, then I long for my Indiana home.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Tim Spillman with tonight's invocation.
Can we all pray? Father God, once again we pause, and we thank you for all your blessings and all of your love that you give to each and every one of us. And I ask a special blessing on each and every home that is represented here this evening. I ask you would continue to bless Tommy and Jenny Estes, and may every venue they put on here at this racetrack, may it be a great success. Father, we thank you for all the military that's standing around this world and on our shores to keep that freedom for us so we can assemble like we're doing tonight. And Lord, I ask you to bring them all home safe very soon. Thank you for all the sponsors that come along to help make all this possible. And now, Father, we ask you to bless and keep safe all of our drivers, crews, officials, and all of these great fans. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
With the singing of our national anthem, please welcome Valerie Trafford.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watch were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. It is time to go racing in beautiful downtown Putnamville. Night number 2 of Indiana Sprint Week. Almost ready to get under. Staging lane here as we get ready to go in heat race competition. Car IQ heat race number 1. We'll kick things off here for the USAC Amsoil Sprint Car National Championship. 10 laps, top 4. Going to move on into your feature event. Everybody else going to find themselves in your Elliott's Custom Trailers Carts semi-feature event or your Hoosier Tire C-Main. Cars will make their way out to the Speedway. Lineup set to roll to the green like this. On the pole at Fort Branch, Indiana, the Brown Brothers Excavating. Daywig meets Kistler DRC number 92. It's going to be Chase Stockin. Lining up next to him is going to be Zach Pretorius at Yorktown, Indiana. The Yoke Motors, Claxon DRC Chassis number 9Z. Second row from the inside, Jeff Ensign out of Sebastopol, California. Driver the Quick Time Electric, Joe Stiles, Don Ott, Maxim 00X. And for the 4th starting spot out of Collinsville, Oklahoma, the Pendleton Farms, riding with Frank and Marilyn Bennett. Hoosier Tire number 2B. That'll be Cale Drake. Lining up for the inside of row number 3, it's Logan Seavey out of Soda, California, the Mount Mechanical Contractors, Drop Light, Bob Hurley RV, Carrington Homes, number 57. And from the outside of your 3rd row tonight, Thomas A. Roofing Quick Qualifier, Brady Bacon out of Broken Arrow, Oklahoma, the Concord American Flagpole, Mac Creek Concrete, Hefner Enterprises, number 20. Braden Cromwell at Lone Jack, Missouri, the Wholesale Batteries, Level Up KC, number 4X will go from the 7th starting spot from 8th. Set to be Shelby Hinton and the Hartley Brothers Farms, Jockish Flowers, Schaefer's Collision, Fox Power, DRC number 71P. Eli Wilhelmus out of Newburgh, Indiana, the Traders Brewing Company, Jeff Eigner Construction, Larry's Automotive, RLH Associates number 55 will go from 9th from 10th. Set to be Troy Carey out of Teelamore, New South Wales, Australia, driving the Claxon Ripper number 45 in. Final starter is set to be Sam Hines out of Westfield, Indiana, the Edge Rock Development, Hoosier Speed, Chevrolet DRC Chassis number 71H. As that'll be our scheduled lineup for Car IQ Heat Race number 1. Again, the top 4 out of each of our heat races will advance on directly into your feature event. So we'll let the drivers go ahead and turn a couple of quick laps here before we set them loose. So a couple of drivers, as I mentioned earlier, scratching for competition. The 97 of Nye, his engine expiring in the front straightaway. The 14 of Jaden Rogers, have not heard yet exactly what was going on with him, but he is scratched. And another update out of Honest Abe Roofing qualifying was Kyle Shipley. His lap qualifying, his fast lap time was negated as he had the wrong left rear affixed to that car. Again, there is a tire rule on the left side. And when he got up to scales during inspection post-qualifying, it was found that he did have the incorrect left rear on that car. Looking over the lineup, looks like we may have another driver who is maybe not scratched for the night, but definitely scratched from the heat race, and that would be Sam Hines. He was slated to go from 11th. He only completed one lap during qualifying, so not sure what is going on with the number 71. But the Toyota Racing Development pace truck going to bring the field around, and the caution light's going to go dark, and he is nary to be seen so far. So Stockin, Pretorius on that front row.
Yeah.
And with this many cars, it is go time immediately, more than ever.
And keep in mind that Chase Stockin, rolling from the pole here in Car IQ Heat Race number 1, has a broken hand. Fresh broken hand, in fact.
Yeah, I mentioned that yesterday where him and whenever Cummins got upside down, he came in there and it actually got his right hand. So they've got it wrapped up. So his qualifying time, not what he wanted, obviously gets it on the front row, but going to try to salvage it with heat race win as everybody getting bobbled up there in turn number 2, and that allows the 57 of Logan Seavey to just race right by him from 5th to 2nd in a hurry. Pretorius right now running in that 3rd spot. Remember, 4th is as far back as you want to be to avoid going into a semi-feature event. Right now, Kel Drake just lost that spot on the back straightaway.
Yeah, that scramble happened again coming off of turn number 4 that last time by, and Kel Drake was in the middle of that. Now Brady Bacon pressuring him for that 5th position, and Brady Bacon going to need 1 and 2 more spots in order to transfer with his Honest Abe Roofing fast qualifying effort, and there he goes into that transfer spot for Kel Drake, able to take it back.
Boy, they went 3 wide with the 00 ensign. Thought he was going to flip her off the top of the racetrack there for a second. He slammed into that cushion about as hard as he possibly could without disbeating the right rear. As Kel Drake coming back into a transfer spot. Look out, coming through Pretorius. Nearly catching the right rear of the number 2 on the way by, and that's going to allow Bacon to move up into the 4th spot.
So now Brady Bacon holds down that final transfer position, which had been Zach Pretorius running in 3rd until that final lap, that last lap by where him and Kel Drake came together in turns number 3 and 4, and now Brady Bacon going to hold out that spot. Kel Drake running in 3rd, but Logan Seavey and Chase Stockin have taken off up front.
Stockin trying to get his 5th heat race win of the season. Logan Seavey chasing him, looking for his 7th. Kel Drake in the 2B right now running in that 3rd spot. Brady Bacon running in 4th. How different is it to say this is the first time all season Brady Bacon has been your Honest Abe Roofing quick qualifier, but again, not running the entire USAC schedule, going back and forth between this and several winged events throughout the season. So as they make their way off into turns 1 and 2, Pretorius a very distant 5th right now as their leader is actually starting to come up on the back of the pack. They'll have 2 remaining this time.
And I believe is the case for Brady Bacon. They're going to evaluate how the first half of Indiana Sprint Week goes to determine whether or not they're in contention for the Indiana Sprint Week.
Oh, look out, Kel Drake off of the top of the racetrack. That car shot right and comes to a very abrupt stop. As he is getting up and out of the car, but something, not sure. As I just saw the car suddenly turn right, not sure if he caught the cushion or something broke, but she shot off the top of the racetrack, and there is a concrete wall back there, and boy, he found every bit of it.
There looks like there's a disruption here in turn number 2 in the cushion where it could have been an incident where the cushion just kind of got Kel Drake upset coming out of turn number 2, and the car wasn't able to recover coming out of the corner. And we'll see if we have a replay here on the FloRacing broadcast. Studio 56 going to cue that up.
And there it is. Went in, like you said, just snagged that cushion. And boy, when he did, there was no chance for recovery.
I think, Brian, last time we were here for the Sprintacular earlier in the month, you had posted a picture of what the cushion looked like at the end of the night.
I didn't get a chance to. Actually, it was
Devin.
It was Devin.
It was Devin.
Our
That's right.
producer went down there, and that thing was not a cushion, it was a curb.
And it was about a foot tall, maybe more. So with the amount of moisture that we had in the racetrack to start the night, of course we do have a humongous number of race cars, so it will impact it quite a bit, but I would expect that a similar condition winds up happening on the top side of the racetrack tonight.
Tonight's winner walks away with $8,000. They're also going to get a $150 gift card courtesy of Matchbox Meats. So letting somebody go out and eat for free, so to speak. Well, not for free. No such thing as a free lunch. But I want to thank them for handing out some gift cards to the winner here tonight.
So before Cale Drake came to a stop, I was mentioning that I believe it's the case for the Macho Man Brady Bacon to evaluate the first half of this week, see how it goes, and then determine whether or not they're in contention for the Indiana Sprint Week title, to see whether or not they're going to make a run at those last couple of nights. It's going to be a busy week for them and a pretty tight schedule if they do decide to do that. But Brady Bacon, he's got a record on the line.
He really does, and right now, Justin Grant is looking to get there before him.
Yeah, so if I would venture to say if Brady Bacon wants to beat Justin Grant to A, potentially tying Dave Darland for the all-time wins record with the Amsoil USAC National Sprint Car Series, and B, passing Dave Darland even is an option this week, he's going to want to be at as many of these events as he can.
Justin Grant last night was career win number 61. Brady currently sitting as well at 61 wins. And me and Pat talked about this a little bit last night at Indianapolis, where it's, the banner year for Grant as a driver entrant combination with Top Motorsports. They take over as the winningest combination in USAC Sprint Car history. And now what a feather in the cap for him it would be to get up and become the all-time winningest driver.
And so interesting because Brady Bacon has been chasing that for a long time. For several years, we've been talking about him as the top contender for achieving that record. And had he run the full season this year with the Amsoil USAC National Sprint Car Series, I think we might have seen him hit that or beat that already. But sure enough, Justin Grant knocking on the door as well.
Set to go back to green, stocking in the 92 with a 2-lap dash to the finish here. Seavey restarting that second spot. Brady sitting in third. Pretorius going to restart in fourth. Again, Cale Drake, if you're just joining us on the broadcast, kept in the cushion, all kinds of wrong in the middle of turn number 2. Shot him off at the top of the racetrack. That's what brought us in the yellow flag conditions. Down to the white flag for the transfer spot. Can the 4 get up and snag it away?
So Braden Cromwell putting the pressure on Zach Pretorius, who did inherit that fourth and final transfer position contact, which goes the wrong way for Braden Cromwell, and Zach Pretorius going to hold down that final transfer spot.
My, oh my, how things could have gotten real bad real fast. That was all coming around to the checkered flag, and your winner, and that one's going to be Chase Stockin. Logan Seavey in second, Brady Bacon. Pretorius holds on for fourth. Hinton in fifth, Cromwell, Wilhelmus, Ensign, Carey, and Drake unofficially round out your field. But your winner, ladies and gentlemen, the Fort Branch, Indiana, the Brown Brothers Excavating, Daywig meets Lucas Oil Center, Moose Racing, Kisser number 92 race fans. Give him a hand, Chase Stockin. Logan Seavey in second, Brady Bacon in third, Zach Pretorius in fourth. Those 4 drivers onto the feature event. Shelby Hinton, Brady Cromwell, Eli Wilhelmus, Jeff Ensign, Troy Carey, and Cale Drake unofficially rounding out your field. So Stockin for the second night of Sprint Week, picking up a heat race win in that number 92. K1 Race Gear Heat Race number 3 out to the Speedway. We'll have Gabriel Gilbert out of Greenwood, Indiana, the DRC Chevrolet number 10G on the pole. This one next to him at a Greencastle is going to be the Curb Records Mechanical Advantage, Stanton DRC number 63 of Cale Coons. Second row from the inside, Todd Hobson out of Clyde, Victoria, Australia. The MBL Transport Easy Print, Wingo Freeland Power number 77 to his right. Ricky Lewis out of Oxnard, California, the Superior Tank and Trailer. Stensland DRC, Mesilla Valley Transportation, number 41. Justin Grant, the NOS Top Industries, MPV Logistics, number 4. He'll go for the 5th starting spot, and Kyle Cummins next to him. Cummins coming to us out of Princeton, Indiana. The Avanti Windows and Doors, Petty Performance, Premier Recycling, number 3P. Shane Cottle inside of your next row out of Kansas, Illinois, driving the H&H Collision DRC Indy Race Parts number 86C. And from the 8th starting spot, she comes to you out of Dillsboro, Indiana, the Southern Insurance Blood Lubricants number 4K of Kayla Rell. The 7W inside of your next row, Chris Temby out of Nary Warren, South Victoria, Australia, the Wingo Performance Development, J&D Chevrolet Maxim Chassis number 7W. Next to him, Aaron Davis at Windfall, Indiana, the TNT Auto Sales and Service number 11. Final starter is set to be the driver out of Valonia, Indiana, the Prairie Land Machine, Spec Tony Robertson, number 8X. That is Brian Brewer. As that'll be your scheduled line to begin for K1 Race Gear Heat Race number 2, 10 laps, top 4 onto your feature event. So -1 in Car IQ Heat Race number 1. Looks like we have a full field set to go here for K1 Heat Race number 2. So again, Gabriel Gilbert in the 10G. He'll bring him down to the drop of the green flag. Has never made a Sprint Week feature here. Hit Honest Abe Roofing, Lincoln Park Speedway. Cale Coons, of course, taking his first trip into Sprint Week competition here in the 63.
And he does have a win here at Lincoln Park Speedway this year on the local level, which at his age and with the experience he has in the 410 sprint cars, a pretty huge accomplishment.
Yeah, not a lot of time, of course, in the midgets. Has several years in the micros, pretty much his whole life, but now moving up to the sprint cars. His father, Jerry, behind the wheel of that car last night at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway as they come around to the drop of the green flag. We're underway in K1 Race Gear Heat Race number 2. Oh, my big flip by the 77. He will sail off at the top of the racetrack. Red lights come on. Yeah, everybody getting jumbled up there in the middle of turns 1 and 2, and Hobson getting hopped right out of it. Up out of the car, Hobson okay after a vicious ride off of the top of the speedway and got the weekly win up at Paragon back on June 28th. First time on American soil he'd ever gone to victory lane, and now his Indiana Sprint Week starting off rough here tonight as they'll roll off into turns 1 and 2, and right side contact from the 4 of Grant. Everybody kind of getting into a narrow gap there. We'll see if we can look at it one more time. And coming to a rest there as they work off into turns 1 and 2. You'll see Grant right through the middle. And right sides meet left, and unfortunately the 77 ends up going for a ride.
Yeah, 3 wide on the first lap, and that rarely ends well. Not a lot of real estate for any giving and taking there.
So he is out of the car. He's walking down the back straightaway. So far, is not really wanting to ride back to the pits. Now it looks like they'll go ahead and get him on board. It's like USAC officials over talking with Grant here over in turn number 4.
It's such a bummer for Todd Hobson, who came out here, and he's had some pretty decent runs lately with the Amsoil USAC National Sprint Car Series. But it's always such a bummer on the first or second night of Indiana Sprint Week to have to go to a full rebuild mode.
Yeah, and a hit like that, once he got up in the air and started going up and down, you could just see the suspension and everything start coming apart on that number 77, so they'll get a chance to go down and really evaluate. But you know it's bad when they can't pick it up from the front or the back. They have to pick it up from the middle.
That means neither axle wants to turn.
Yeah, at that point, the suspension's pretty much done and pretty much just kind of hanging in there as you see the rear end sitting all the way down on those lower frame rails, parts and pieces hanging down. Again, such a tough ride for Todd Hobson. The good news, able to get up out of the car under his own power and walk away. We'll get the field lined up, and we'll try it again. Gilbert, Coons on that front row. Hobson had been scheduled to start third, now done in this one. Should move that inside row straight up. So Grant going to go to the third starting spot. He'll go next to Ricky Lewis now. Lewis, mentioned yesterday, originally had planned on trying to run the entire schedule this season. Once we got done in Florida, realized just not quite there on equipment and everything he needs to be in place to run the entire USAC national schedule, focusing more on a lot of regional races and especially out at the USAC CRA presented by Avante Windows Doors out in California. He's got 7 wins out there this season, 13 overall. Still looking for that USAC national score, though.
So on this full field restart, that incident does move Justin Grant up into the third restarting position right next to Ricky Lewis, and he maintains that third position on the start.
Quickly going to make his way by, looks to the outside, takes second. Lewis going to get held up behind the 10G. That's going to allow the inside row to go ahead and make their way by. The 86C of Shane Cottle going to take advantage. Look out, contact with the 4K. Kayla Rail got the front of the 41 Skyward, challenge for the lead. Here comes Grant to the inside in 4.
Justin Grant to the inside there of Cale Coons in turns number 3 and 4. To the lead for Justin Grant, who is trying to get a quick start here for Indiana Sprint Week points.
Just turned his quickest lap of the race there at a 12:9:54. Quickly daylights Cale Coons onto the back straightaway. Shane Cottle in that 86 riding that third spot. The USAC Amsoil National Points leader right behind him. The Avante Windows and Doors over 3P of Kyle Cummins. Going to take it off at the top and work it down to the bottom here as they exit onto the back straightaway. Gets a great run on Cottle into turn 3. He'll make the pass up into the final podium step. Cottle trying to come back to his inside. Couldn't get there quick enough. The H&H number 86. Driver on the outside looking in. Gabriel Gilbert, who started on the pole this one, currently rides in the 5th spot. Lewis running at 6. Rail, Timby, and Davis with Brewer rounding out your field.
It was a tough start to this heat race for Ricky Lewis, who started within a transfer position and now obviously sits outside looking in. Kind of just got upset on that initial start and wasn't able to recover it quick enough to not lose a ton of ground to your leaders.
Gone to 1 and 2, and the 10G going about 20 mile an hour slower than what he had anticipated as they work into turns 1 and 2. The 3 looking to the inside for second. Coons bounces her off of the cushion, keeps it upright and keeps it going though. He'll fall back to third as Kyle Cummins takes over second. Justin Grant, in the meantime, he has run away with this one, 2.487 seconds to the good with 3 to go.
And that bounce off the cushion for Cale Coons puts him into the clutches of Shane Cottle, with Ricky Lewis now stopped on the top side of the racetrack.
Lewis coming to a stop just off of the cushion there over in turns 1 and 2 as the Oxnard, California driver going to bring the caution lights on. And this will set up a nice little battle here. Cummins, a lot of speed in the 3P. Was run out of time to try to get a run on Justin Grant. Now going to restart on his back bumper. Cale Coons in 3rd. Shane Cottle in 4th, Gabriel Gilbert in 5th, Kayla Rell in 6th, Timby Davis, and he's able to refire. We'll have Lewis lining up at the back of the field. Now you want to stay out there because you don't just want to immediately relegate yourself to a Hoosier Tire C feature. You want to try to at least get yourself back into contention for that Elliott's Custom Trailers and Carts semi-feature event.
Well, and with tonight's car count, anything can happen still. There are a lot of cars on the racetrack every single time we're out there. And so although Ricky Lewis is going to restart at the tail of this one with only 3 laps to go, there are still a number of cars in front of him that could end up doing the same thing, essentially.
Exactly. So you definitely want to stay out there. And also you have to remember, we'll have to see how things shake out, but the 2 fastest qualifying drivers not advancing straight out of the heat races, they're going to the front row of the semi-feature event.
Yeah, that's a really important caveat in the format for, I mean, all season with the AMSOIL USAC National Sprint Car Series, but especially when we have D's and C mains this week.
So single file past the NOS Energy start can, this time of the exit to number 4, Justin Grant in command. Brings it down to the bottom side of the speedway, stabs the throttle, and we're back on our way. A 3-lap dash to the finish here in K1 Race Gear Heat Race number 2. And wondered if Cummins was maybe going to get a run on the restart. So far, Grant able to keep him at bay as they'll come around this time. 2 to go.
Justin Grant running just 1 lane lower than Kyle Cummins was in turns number 3 and 4, and now right through the middle for both of those cars in turns number 1 and 2. And Kyle Cummins loses quite some ground to Justin Grant, but the battle for the 3rd position is on.
Coons and Cottle trading that spot up here as they come around to the wave of the white flag. We've got 1 lap remaining in K1 Race Gear Heat Race number 2. Justin Grant going to bring him onto the back straightway as that battle for 3rd continues on here in the closing laps. Off of turn number 4, checker flag in the air. Justin Grant out of Ione, California, getting the job done here in K1 Race Gear Heat Race number 2. Kyle Cummins in 2nd, Shane Cottle, Cale Coons, those 4 drivers onto the feature event. Rail, Gilbert, Timby, Lewis, Davis, Brewer, and Hobson unofficially rounding out your field. But your winner, ladies and gentlemen, he's out of Ione, California. The NOS Energy MPV Logistics Top Industries Indy Custom Stone Kistler Max at number 4. Race fans, give him a hand. Justin Grant. Kyle Cummins in second. Shane Cottle in third. Cale Coons in fourth. Kayla Rail in fifth. Gabriel Gilbert in sixth. Chris Timby in seventh. Ricky Lewis in eighth. Aaron Davis in ninth. Brian Brewer in 10th. And Todd Hobson unofficially running out your field in 11th. Sixth time this season, Justin Grant has picked up a heat race win. So Stockton, winner of Car IQ Heat Race number 1 for the pole position. Justin Grant, original starting spot was 5th, and K1 Race Gear Heat Race number 2 comes up to grab the victory. And USACgear.com Heat Race number 3 going to start to make its way out. And the driver on the poles at about Pocono, Pennsylvania, the JPA Masonry, Amantia Real Estate number 88J. It's going to be Joey Amantia. Next to him, the Megacorp Logistics, Midwest Septic Services, Cummings Power, DRC number 24M at Bedford, Indiana. That is Hunter Maddox. Next row up on the inside, you're going to find Seth Parker at West Terre Haute, Indiana, driving the P&R Trucking and Excavating, Claxton DRC number 38P. And next to him, Charles Davis Jr. He's at Buckeye, Arizona, driving the MP Environmental, Black Magic Bead Breaker. Indy Race Parts, AME Electrical number 47. Looking to the fifth starting spot at the bottom, Texas, Kobe Simpson of the B-Town Automotive, Canada DRC chassis number 21K. And outside of him, you're going to find Mitchell Molds at Raisin City, California, the AME Electrical, Stanton Spike number 19AZ. Next row from the inside, the Sturgeon Racing, Engine Ice High Performance Lubricants, Freeland Power, DRC number 77S out of Avon, Indiana, Trey McGranahan. And next to him is going to be the driver to Snohomish, Washington, Chance Crum, and the Pit Logic FT3 Power DRC CSI Z-Max number 83C. Austin Corey to Morristown, Indiana, driving the Inland Painting, Don's Garage, Brown's Oil Service 00 from 9th from 10th. He's out of Brazil, Indiana, the Always Heating and Cooling, Thompson Built DRC number 7 to Travis Thompson. And your final starter set to be the 26 of Cody Williams. He's out of Rensselaer, Indiana, the Cody Williams Design Chevrolet DRC chassis number 26, as that'll be your lineup again for USACgear.com Heat Race number 3. So Joey Amantia from the pole, picking up a win earlier this month out of Bridgeport with the USAC East Coast Sprint Cars. Pretty dominant win for the driver of the number 88J. The driver next to him, the 24M. His last A-feature start in Sprint Week competition here back in 2023, he ran 19th. That's Hunter Maddox, the 38P, lining up inside of that second row. A two-time Sprint Week starter here, 16th. You have to go all the way back to 2013 and 2014. Finished 16th in each occasion. 47 to Charles Davis Jr., a three-time starter here at Honest Abe Roofing Lincoln Park Speedway. His best run in 2023, he ran 8th. His other runs, a 16th in 03 and a 21st in 04. Simpson in the 21, Moles in the 19. McGranahan and Crum. Corey, then Thompson, then Williams.
I'm so sorry. A really solid qualifying effort out of Kobe Simpson, who rolls off, like you said, for 5th in this one.
Kobe Simpson, who used to race down with the Elite Series in Texas, came up, was racing in the former USAC Series in Missouri. He and the 19 going to make contact. We will get rear tires over fronts. The 19 going to go around, and the caution light's going to come on.
Another bummer, but I just saw Mitchell Moles straighten those front wheels out, so most likely, hopefully, able to roll that thing back off unless there's any shock damage.
Getting a look at the replay here on the FloRacing broadcast. Studio 56 going to cue that up here as they roll off into turns 1 and 2 in the 19. He was already, looked like catching sideways there.
It did look like it got a little bit over-rotated there coming off of turn number 2.
See if they can show that just one more time, but from this vantage point, it looked like he was already sideways going down the track, and the 21 coming in with nowhere to go. But also focus on the hit after this. Crum with nowhere to go, he bounces off of the left front of the 21, and so far, front suspensions don't fold like lawn furniture.
So we'll take it, but unfortunately that does mean that the 19 AZ of Mitchell Moles going to the tail of this one for the start, as opposed to that starting spot that he had in the 6th position as the fastest qualifier in this group.
And looks like he does have a flat left front tire, but again, you can run that tire flat per USAC rules. They're going to bring it around for the restart here. Amantia back on the throttle as we go to green in USACgear.com heat race number 3.
Joey Amantia going to give it another go. Charles Davis Jr. with a pretty good run up the racetrack. He stops the run of Hunter Maddox, which allows Seth Parker to get through.
Charles Davis sitting in second. Problems for the 21. He's going to come to a stop over turns 3 and 4. Caution. Struggle bus has arrived on the start of this one. Passengers so far 2.
Yeah, again, that was still a little bit of contact there between Kobe Simpson and Mitchell Moles. This time, Mitchell Moles really nowhere to go.
And here comes the replay as they work off into turns 3 and 4. The 21, he is already well sideways coming to a stop. And again, the 19, this time, like you said, he has nowhere to go. And that was a solid hit.
It was, and just another bad stroke of luck for Mitchell Moles, who seemed to have picked up a couple of positions there on that restart, but without getting a lap completed. Again, once we come to a green flag, every car on the racetrack has to get across the start-finish line in order to count the lap. So Mitchell Moles is going to have to go back to the tail again.
This looks like may have caved in the wheel cover on the right side, so wondering if possibly maybe a little bit of damage to the wheel in that car. They'll take the 21K down to the end of metal finishing work area. Again, 60 seconds on the clock in every event up until the final 5 laps of your A main. And we'll see if the crew is able to possibly get that car back out of the speedway. So, Amantia. A couple of good starts. Going to see if he can get one more here. Boy, Charles Davis, he was not one that last one to come back. He had a great run up into second there to start things off. He's going to go back to the outside of row number 2. Back to green. Amantia once again going to take off of the race lead. Caution. And that front row, they have to stay side by side up until the NOS Energy start can. And Amantia getting a little too antsy there. He's going to get called on the restart. And the 19, again, a flat left front, but it looks like the inside of that Hoosier has disbeaded. But again, he is allowed to stay on the racetrack. So we'll swap him up here, the 24M. Now going to go to the pole position. They'll come around the NOS Energy start can. Better looking restart this time as they race off into turns 1 and 2.
Joey Amantia still trying to get that dig on the bottom side of the racetrack. He might have a good opportunity here. They squeeze Charles Davis Jr. out, and Joey Amantia takes over second.
Boy, the 47 had to be quick on the brakes there as he's going to work to the inside. Amantia up the racetrack. He had to. He's going to lose one here. The 24 back into second. Davis back into third. Amantia back to fourth. Now, Joey just going to have to focus on keeping the car in the show as he rides in a transfer spot here as up front, the race lead in hand for Seth Parker.
So Chance Crum and Trey McGranahan on the pressure for Joey Amantia for that final transfer position. Those two are going to duke it out for what is the 5th position right now as Mitchell Moles enters the track.
McGranahan making his USAC national debut here. He is a former track champion of the Butler Motor Speedway in Michigan in 410 competition. That car gets a little tight there. Going to open the door for the 83. He's going to fall off the top of the racetrack. Crum brings it back of the racing surface down to the bottom, rolls the 19, flat left front and all. He's starting to pick his way forward. He's one spot shy of moving on right now.
So Mitchell Moles using all that talent, all that experience, bounces it off the curb in turn number 2 and holds on to that 5th position. Not quite able to pick up any ground on Joey Amantia for the 4th and final transfer position just yet.
Seth Parker leading, Charles Davis Jr. in second, Hunter Maddox in third, Joey Amantia still running in 4th. It's a long ways back until you find Mitchell Moles. In fact, 4th and 5th separated by nearly 2 seconds last time around. 77S off of the top, working down to the middle that time. He's going to ride in that 6th position. McGranahan, then Crum, Corey, and Williams with Thompson. Those two swapping up 9th and 10th. Off of the top of the racetrack, that was Austin Corey in the 00. He's going to keep it rolling and bring it back on. Ooh, look out, the 24M. Hunter Maddox finds the cushion wrong over in turn number 2, and that's going to cost him. He's going to fall back to 4th now. As don't keep your eye Well, no, keep your eye on the 19, Mitchell Moles. He is starting to close in more and more on that final transfer spot.
I thought that mistake out of Hunter Maddox might have given Mitchell Moles an opportunity to close that gap, but he did get it together with Trey McGranahan there on that last lap by. You can just tell how difficult the handling of that 1980 is with that left front down.
Final trip off of turn number 4. Checker flag going to come out in this one, and Seth Parker, the West Terre Haute, Indiana driver, going to pick up a heat race win here in USACgear.com heat race number 3. Charles Davis Jr. in second, Joey Mantia, Hunter Maddox, those 4 drivers onto the feature. Mitchell Moles, Trey McGranahan, Chance Crum, Austin Corey, Travis Thompson, Cody Williams, and Kobe Simpson unofficially rounding out your field. But your winner, ladies and gentlemen, at West Terre Haute, Indiana, driver of the PNR Trucking and Excavating Claxton DRC number 38P. Race fans, give him a hand, Seth Parker. Charles Davis Jr. in second, Joey Mantia in third, Hunter Maddox in fourth, Mitchell Moles in fifth, Trey McGranahan in sixth, Chance Crum in seventh, Austin Corey in eighth, Travis Thompson, Cody Williams, and Kobe Simpson unofficially rounding out your field. So Seth Parker adding his name to the list of heat race winners here tonight. Out of Spencer, Indiana, the Ace Corporation of Ready 7 of Tony Helton going to be in the pole of Cookout Heat Race number 4. Lining up outside of him is going to be Kevin Thomas Jr. to Coleman, Alabama. The Inferno Armor, Majestic Electric, Factory K number 3. Next row from the inside, it's going to be Hayden Reinbold to Gilbert, Arizona. Driving the AME Electrical, Avante Windows and Doors number 19. And outside of him is going to be Bo Brandon. He's out of Elwood, Indiana. Superior Tote Solutions, Claxton Mach 1 Chassis number 21B. Next row from the inside, you'll find Carson Garrett at Littleton, Colorado. The Epperson Painting Incorporated, Sherwin Williams, Quick Change Products number 2. And for the 6th starting spot, that's Briggs Danner at Allentown, Pennsylvania. The E. Schneider & Sons Recycling Rider DRC Chassis number 39. Brandon Maddox at Terre Haute, Indiana. The Maddox Heating and Cooling Gressman DRC number 28. He'll roll from 7th. From 8th, it'll be Colin Parker. He comes to you out of Martinsville, Indiana. The Smith Small Engine, GTCarts.com, Troy's Lawn Care number 16K. Logan Calderwood, the MP Environmental, Woodland Auto Display, JST Shock Technology number 6 out of Goodyear, Arizona. He'll go from the inside of run number 5. Next to him from 10th should be Cody Trammell out of Bloomington, Indiana. The Ace Corporation, M&R Power, DRC Chassis number 34T. Final starter set to be Michael Clark out of Brazil, Indiana. The Freedom Roofing, Dave Pepperak Powered Spike number 8. As that'll be your scheduled lineup again for Cookout Heat Race number 4. Looking at your list of heat race winners so far this season, Robert Ballou atop of the boards is the only driver with double-digit heat race wins at a dozen so far. Kyle Cummins at 6. Picking up his 6th win last night. Logan Seavey likewise picking up a heat race win one night ago. Justin Grant, his 6th heat race victory of the season coming tonight. CJ Leary, Dason Pursley, Tail Drake, and Chase Stockin now at 5. Gunnar Setzer, Joey Mantia, Carson Garrett, Mitchell Moles, Briggs Danner, Jake Swanson, winner last night. Kevin Thomas Jr. and Jaden Rogers, also a heat race winner last night, each at 3 so far. Set to go to green, Toyota Racing Development pace truck down into the infield. Cookout heat race number 4. One more to go after this. Looking for 4 more to make their way on into the feature event. With the NOS Energy start can, and we're underway.
Bottom side of the racetrack still seems to be the better place to get the start, but Kevin Thomas Jr. has a pretty good run on the top.
KTJ in the Inferno Armor number 3 going to take off at the top side, and he's going to roll up into the race lead here. Comes around to click off lap number 1. Elton in the 87 going to run in that 2nd spot right now. The 19 of Hayden Reinbold and Briggs Danner currently in the final transfer spot. Here comes Danner in the 39 charging inside, looking for bronze into turns 3 and 4.
Briggs Danner kind of boxing Hayden Reinbold out there between himself and Tony Helton. Now he holds down that 3rd position. Hayden Reinbold shuffled back to the 4th position.
Bo Brandon closing in on those 2 drivers in a hurry. Now going to misstep there at the exit to number 2. That's going to allow the 2E at Carson Garrett to start to close on him. Good battle, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, all under a blanket here. Here comes Briggs Danner to the inside. He'll take over the 2nd spot.
Briggs Danner picking his way through the field from the 6th starting spot. He was your fastest car in this heat race out of Honest Abe Roofing qualifying, but Kevin Thomas Jr. Big contact
upside
there.
down. 28. Brandon Maddox going for a tumble up in the fluff.
It looks like Logan Calderwood involved in that one as well.
And the 16K is also stopped down there. Colin Parker. Safety crews quick to the scene and getting that car back upright once they get word on the driver. So coming up out of the car, race fans, Brandon Maddox okay after getting upside down. And looks like he's going to come over and have a conversation with the driver of the 16. Going to go ahead and do a quick jab to the right side panel there. And not sure if they're exchanging cooking recipes or possibly other pleasantries.
Other pleasantries.
Definitely other.
Somewhere in that category. Brandon Maddox not happy in any case, but I didn't totally see what happened, so we'll see whether we have a replay or not.
So we do have a replay. They catch kind of towards the end of it here as they come into frame. You see both drivers are kind of airborne there for a second. The 28, once he landed, everything just coming loose.
Colin Parker catching such a lucky break here, not getting himself upside down.
When he landed, that left front just folded back. So at that point, he has no steering, no control in that car. So you are 100% correct. He got a very lucky break. That thing did not dig in and just keep going. So the fortunate thing for the 16, they're able to tow him off by the front. The 28, not so much. They're having to pick that car up and dangle it off of the racetrack. So 3 laps shown completed. Kevin Thomas Jr. leading in the 3R. Briggs Danner in the 39 going to restart in second. Good start and a good run for him so far. And you mentioned it, 6th to 2nd in the number 39. Tony Helton going to restart in third. Hayden Reinbold in fourth. Bo Brandon going to run at your top 5. Carson Garrett going to restart in the 6th position.
And nobody did have anything for Kevin Thomas Jr. before this red flag came out, but now that Briggs Danner, who's picked his way up through the field so far, is starting behind the 3R of KTJ, I'll be interested to see if he's able to challenge for the lead.
He'd been trailing by 1.230 seconds there the last time at the start-finish line, and yeah, the speed he has had so far in this one has been pretty good. Kevin Thomas has had the fastest lap of the race at a 13.108. Danner is only 0.08 of a second off of that. And his best lap was the last time by.
Yeah, and you'll have to keep in mind that Kevin Thomas Jr.'s fastest lap was set on clean racetrack. Nobody in front of him, nobody to maneuver around. So looks like Briggs Danner most likely has the fastest car at this point.
Getting a text last night and a sponsor update on the number 3R, Factory Kane. Now on that number 3. So a little different shock package for Kevin Thomas Jr. here this week. So single file past the NOS Energy start can. 3 in the books, 10 the distance. KTJ finds a throttle quick. And a good start as they head off into turns 1 and 2. For the third spot, they nearly tangled there over in the exit of the second turn. Opens the door for the 2E, trying to come in and see if he can challenge. Danner hanging right there with your leader, though.
Yeah, so Danner able to stay close to KTJ, and he's trying to make a look to the inside of the 3R. Hasn't quite been able to have the speed to make the pass, but he's able to keep up.
3rd through 7th, side by side through turns 3 and 4. Helton on the outside of the 87 holds on to 3rd. Reinbold still right there in 4th. You've got Garrett and you've got Brandon there as well. Brandon going to misstep at the exit turn number 2. He's going to fall back. Oh, contact! Back bumper to front bumper. Look out. Carson Garrett found the back of the 19. He went around. He goes with pretty much being a sitting duck. And Bo Brandon, no time to react. He catches the 19 on the way by.
Well, that's a tough break for Hayden Reinbold, and you'll remember that himself and Carson Garrett duked it out for both of their what would have been their first career Amsoil USAC National Sprint Car victories the last time we were here at Lincoln Park Speedway for the Sprintacular. Ultimately, Carson Garrett prevailed in that one, but Hayden Reinbold had a couple of really strong runs that weekend.
Replay here on FloRacing and going in, and Carson going in with just a ton of speed. And gets into the back bumper, that Amy Electrical 19.
And Hayden did set the car, and it probably slowed down a little bit more than what Carson Garrett was anticipating, but that was Hayden Reinbold trying to get that thing pointed down the racetrack.
You know, from our vantage point, not trying to cast blame on anybody, but that really is what it looks like, and just not anticipating the closing rate being what it was. So getting everybody pointed back in the right direction, that does allow the 2E to move up into a transfer spot here. Logan Seavey headed up to his merchandise trailer. He'll be signing autographs here in just a little bit. Don't forget to stop by the USAC merchandise trailer. Last chance to sign up for the Amsoil inside the oval. Of course, those Sprint Week t-shirts are fantastic.
They are really, really cool. They got a bunch of different colors as well with that design on them. So a good variety as it looks like we're coming back to green.
Indeed we are. Down to the drop of the green flag. 5 in, 5 to go. Kevin Thomas Jr. continues to lead in this one. Briggs Danner was able to hang with him on last restart. Now challenge for the third spot. Here comes the 2 to the inside. Carson Garrett going to take it away. Elton now on the final ticket into the feature. He's going to have Calderwood coming after him. Now question is, can the 19 of Hayden Reinbold get back up into this mix?
Logan Calderwood was involved in that first caution flag, or that first red flag, I should say, and now he's got himself back in a transfer position. He and Tony Hilton nearly get together there at the start-finish line, and now Hayden Reinbold going to try to get by as well.
They cross lines. I thought they were going to cross bumpers there for a second as they work onto the back straightaway. In the meantime, Kevin Thomas continues to lead with 2 to go. White flag coming next time. So Logan Calderwood, as you mentioned, great comeback in this one to go into a transfer spot, trying to get to the inside behind him. Hayden Reinbold not able to get by for 5th as they come around to the wave of the white flag. One more trip around here in Cookout Heat Race number 4. KTJ off into turn number 3, enters to the middle, brings it out wide. Danner going to try to dive into his inside. Couldn't get there fast enough. Kevin Thomas Jr. picking up the win. Briggs Danner crossing in second. Carson Garrett and Logan Calderwood, the 4th driver, moving on into the main event. Helton, Reinbold, Trammell, Brandon, Maddox, and Parker unofficially rounding out your field. So your winner, ladies and gentlemen, he's out of Coleman, Alabama, driving the Inferno Armor, Majestic Electric Factory Kane, Rock City Racer number 3. Our race fans, give him a hand. Kevin Thomas Jr. Briggs Danner in 2nd, Carson Garrett in 3rd, Logan Calderwood in 4th, Tony Helton in 5th, Hayden Reinbold in 6th, Cody Trammell in 7th, Bo Brandon in 8th, Brandon Maddox and Colin Parker unofficially running out your field. So Car IQ Heat Race number 5. Rolling out to the Speedway, Harley Burns out of Brazil, Indiana. The Brit Aero number 16 going to be in the pole of this one. Outside of him is going to be Ty Mahako out of Peoria, Arizona. The High Aspiration Farms, DRC chassis number 24P. Next door from the inside is going to be Jake Swanson out of Anaheim, California. The Inland Breaking number 5T. And from the 4th starting spot, the KO Motorsports Midwest 2 Mills number 5G of Gunnar Setzer. C.J. Leary going from 5th out of Greenfield, Indiana. The Curb Records, Kodiak Products, one-way number 21AZ. And next to him is going to be Robert Ballou out of Rockland, California. The Suburban Subaru, Dean's Waterfront Services, Berks Western Telecom, number 12. Looking at row number 4, the 39G, Matt Goodnight out of Winchester, Indiana. The Lumber and Things, Claxon DRC Pallet Builders, number 39. And next to him, the 93AU. That will be Travis Milla. He's out of Victoria, Australia, driven the GT HVAC and Electric. Milla Power DRC Advanced Living Solutions, number 93. The I-1, Ivan Glotzbach out of Fillmore, Indiana. The Racers Custom and Collision Repair, number I-1, goes from 9th. From 10th, it will be Steve Justice out of Evansville, Indiana. The Smoking Bong Head Shop DRC, number 12J. Final starters set to be Kyle Shipley out of Phoenix, Arizona, driven the Central Security and Communications. Kistler XXX, number 0. As that'll be your scheduled lineup again for Car IQ Heat Race number 5. 10 times, final 4 drivers. looking to race their way directly into tonight's program. Looking down to the pit area, and the 2B of Cale Drake. Remember earlier tonight, made that hard contact off of the top of turn number 2 and found the concrete. That car has fired and is rolling through the pit area. It looks like the crew getting things repaired and ready to go here tonight.
So just making note of the difficult level of this heat race specifically. A couple of national champions in here with the Amsoil USAC National Sprint Car Series, but also a lot of really strong local competitors here as well. Ty Mahako, Harley Burns being some of those.
Yeah, Ty Mahako on the 24P. Several wins in weekly competition here. A 2-time Sprint Week starter. Last time he made the cut was in 2023. Harley Burns going from the pole position. 3 wins on the local level so far this season for the driver number 16. Brings it around over turn number 4. We go to green. Burns going to try to hold it onto the back straightaway. So far does that. 3 wide, 4 spot. Who's going to have it? Malou tries the outside. Nothing happening there. He's going to go ahead and diamond it down to the bottom here at the exit turn number 4, but it will be Leary coming by for 3rd, and he'll drop Mahako back to 4th.
So CJ Leary using a little bit of contact there between himself, Gunnar Setzer, and Ty Mahako. Now Robert Ballou going to try to sneak up into that 3rd position.
Robert Ballou going to back her up the racetrack. Able to come around with the 3rd spot here, the 21 AZ. Sitting in 4th, he's got Setzer with his sights on him here as they work onto the back straightaway. That'll be the fight for the transfer spot here. So far, it will be Leary holding the position here around to the front straightaway. Setzer, a little bit of a misstep that time of the exit to number 4. Keep your eye on the OG of Kyle Shipley. Remember, he didn't have the correct left rear on the car for qualifying, so his time was negated. He's trying to fight his way in for the back of the field and lock into the show here, and he's still got a little bit of time to try to get that done.
The battle for the race lead is on as Robert Ballou has caught the 5T of Jake Swanson and subsequently the 16 of Harley Burns as well. He moves to the top side of the racetrack as Jake Swanson's trying to get by the 16. He's got company.
12 heat race wins on the season for Robert Ballou. Closes off at the top of the racetrack. Fights her to the high side of turns 3 and 4. Swanson down to the bottom here looking for the race lead. It continues to be Harley Burns by 0.073 seconds that time. Burns sideways. Contact. Look out. Leary with nowhere to go. Swanson made a little bit of contact on the way by, and Leary just had no time to react. The right rear deflated on the 21.
Much like his spirits, I imagine.
Yes. Dirt track racing, we talk about it, and it's not just a saying, truly is a roller coaster. The highest of highs, the lowest of lows. Got the Silver Crown win earlier this week at Indianapolis Raceway Park, and now going to have to go down to the Indian finishing work here. Replay here on the FloRacing broadcast, and yeah, Harley goes in, over-rotates it, ends up parking it right through the middle of turn number 2. And Leary, second driver to come in and make contact, unfortunately, had no time to get down the racetrack and just absolutely had to square up and try to mitigate damage as much as he could.
And so I'm not certain on the numbers quite yet, but the glimmer of hope for the 21AZ is that, remember, the fastest 2 qualifiers that don't transfer through their heat race will start on the front row of the Elliott's Custom Trailers and Carts semi-feature event. So given that there's only 4 laps remaining here in Car IQ heat race number 5,
so a recap of your qualifying. Brady Bacon was your quick qualifier. Kyle Cummins was 2nd. Mitchell Moles was 3rd. Briggs Danner was 4th. Robert Ballou was 5th. Logan Seavey was 6th. Justin Grant was 7th. Kobe Simpson was 8th. Carson Garrett was 9th. And CJ Leary rounded out the top 10 in qualifying. So if you look at the way the heat races are stacked up, and we'll recap this if you're new to USAC competition, the fastest qualifier goes to the outside of row number 3 in heat race number 1. Second fastest, subsequently to heat race number 2, third fastest, heat race number 3. They all go to the outside of that 3rd row. So your 5 quickest drivers start on the outside of row number 3 in 5 heat races. We go back up to heat race number 1. And now we go to the inside of row number 3, and we stack that all the way up until we get to the front row.
So they'll get the right rear swapped out on the 21 AZ, try to get that thing fired back off. He'll restart at the tail with 4 laps remaining, and will have his work cut out for him. They didn't even bother putting the mud cover on that.
And right in the nick of time as the caution lights are dark, and the green light is back on here. Jake Swanson assumes the lead with Robert Ballou chasing onto the back straightaway. Gunnar Setzer sitting in that 3rd spot, and from the back into a transfer spot, Shipley in the 0 as the madman hustles her up to the front of the field.
Robert Ballou to the point. That shuffles Jake Swanson back to the 2nd position, and now with the 12 out front, able to begin taking off from the field. He's got a pretty good car tonight. We saw it last night at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway as well. A really good setup, and just needs some good luck for the 12.
Last night, dropped a valve and dropped a second one of the feature on the left bank of that engine, and somehow the rest of it remained together, and he salvaged a 3rd place finish, albeit he killed every mosquito in a 10-mile radius, and we're not mad about that as he comes around to the wave of the white flag, works her onto the back straightaway one more time. The madman in good form to start things off here at Odyssey Roofing Lincoln Park Speedway. He'll go to victory lane here in Car IQ Heat Race number 5. Jake Swanson is 2nd, Gunnar Setzer in 3rd, and what a run for Kyle Shipley. The mistake puts him behind the 8 ball, but he brings it back up to a transfer spot in the 0G. Ty Mahako in 5th. Milla, Leary, Glotzbach, Goodnight, and Justice with Burns unofficially rounding out your field. But your winner, ladies and gentlemen, at Rockland, California, the Suburban Subaru Donna DRC number 12 race fans. Give him a hand, Robert Ballou. Jake Swanson in 2nd, Gunnar Setzer in 3rd, Kyle Shipley in 4th, Ty Mahako in 5th, Travis Milla in 6th, CJ Leary in 7th, Ivan Glotzbach in 8th, Matt Goodnight in 9th, Steve Justice, and Harley Burns unofficially rounding out your field. Heat races in the books here tonight at the Honest Abe Roofing Lincoln Park Speedway. Here in just a little bit, we will bring our heat race winners.